Well, it is Friday, October the 16th, 2020. My name is Pam, and welcome to the reading of the Times Reporter newspaper. There are no due death notices listed in today's online edition of the Times Reporter. So, we'll begin with our first article. COVID-19, 10 new cases in Tuscarawas County. As of 1 p.m. Thursday, there were 1,118 cases of COVID-19 in Tuscarawas County, an increase of 10 since Wednesday. Of that number, 134 are active cases and 964 have recovered. The Tuscarawas County Health Department says the county is continuing to experience a large increase in active COVID-19 cases. Of the current active cases as of 12:30 p.m. Thursday, 84% are a result of community spread, which is defined by the Center for Disease Control and Prevention as people who have been infected with the virus in an area, including some who are not sure how or where they became infected. And 16% of current active cases are from those who reside in congregate settings. Other statistics: current hospitalization, 6, 20 deaths, age range less than age 1 to 100 years. The average age is 41.7 years. The date of onset range, January 20th to Monday. Up next, Tuscarawas County Board of Health decries threats against employees, by John Baker. Concerned that employees of the Tuscarawas County Health Department are being subjected to threats and harassments as they work to prevent the spread of COVID-19, the Tuscarawas County Board of Health is calling on residents to give their support and respect to Health Commissioner Katie Seward and her staff. Sadly, with increased frequency, the commissioner and her staff have been on the receiving end of hostility from some members of our community, the board says in a letter which was issued earlier this month. Whether or not we all personally agree or disagree with the statewide public health orders, we ask that you please respect that health department staff are doing the job we hired them to do. Many of the department staff are likely your neighbors and friends. The letter notes that public health workers throughout Ohio have been subject to harassment during the COVID-19 pandemic. Reggie Stockert, Health Board President, says that he and other members of the board decided they had to take a stand. "We're not trying to take away people's rights," he said. "We're trying to do is just keep everybody healthy and aware." The health department has had to assign people on staff to monitor social media to prevent the spread of false information during the pandemic, he said. "We've had to set all of our filters on social media to very high so that the profanity can be kept out of the posts as much as possible," said Jennifer DeMuth, the department's Director of Health Promotion and Community Relations. "Not all of the threats have come from social media. Others have come on the phone when contact tracers talk with families. A lot of people are hurting right now and are angry," she said. "Sometimes they think, oh, that person on the other side of the phone is an easy target for their anger. But unfortunately, it's just not acceptable to be so belligerent to our staff and to make personal threats to our property." Morale at the health department goes up and down depending on how a day goes. "Everyone here loves to help people," DeMuth said. "You don't go into public health without truly, genuinely caring about people. So we have those days where we feel like, wow, we've really helped a lot of people today. Those are definitely the high days. Then you have days like we had in the weeks preceding this letter, where people are calling and coming up with swear words we've never heard of before and being threatened on the phone. Those are the days where you just go home and cry. You're so emotional. It's hard to sleep. You worry for your safety." So again, that morale has been very up and down, very much a roller coaster, but we continue to press on. Despite the threats, health department employees will continue to perform their duties, DeMuth said. "We are going to continue to be there for people," she said. "We're going to continue to help this community through this pandemic and beyond. If anyone has questions, they're welcome to call us or visit our website or Facebook page." Up next, New Point, helping to feed those in need. New Point Community Church is working with a national disaster relief ministry to restock the fridges and pantries of area families. Missions and Service Director Aaron Dowell says the church is partnering with 8 Days of Hope this month for a series of drive-through food distributions each Wednesday at area school buildings. There's one Wednesday at Claymont Elementary from 5 to 7 p.m. And Dowell says those who stop by will receive a box containing enough food to feed a family of 4 for an entire week. Additional distributions will take place at Garraway's Belden Community Center next Wednesday from 5 to 7 and at Dover Middle School during the same hours, October 28th. Up next, Business Owner stresses the importance of art on the alley to New Philadelphia by John Baker. The owner of a local business told City Council Monday that events such as this weekend's Art on the Alley are important to help the downtown business community weather the COVID-19 pandemic. The annual fall event will be held from noon to 6 p.m. on Sunday. A preview event will be Saturday from 6 to 10 p.m. It will feature live music, arts and crafts from local artists, as well as artists from surrounding areas. There will also be food trucks and booths promoting October as Breast Cancer Awareness Month. COVID-19 protocols will be in place. Rick Arredondo, owner of Ezekiel Project, said businesses in the city are struggling during the pandemic. The daily grind has not gone back to its normal hours and may not for quite a while. That's just one example, he said. The Quaker Theater still remains dark. Michael is still dark. So there's a tremendous concern that we need to hang in there together. Downtown business owners have started an informal business roundtable that meets monthly to support each other. They are looking for ways to bring people downtown, and they thought that music and art would help, he said. He encouraged City Council to partner with this group. The organizers of Art on the Alley have worked hard to make sure the event is safe. We went to great lengths to make sure that we did not extend the footprint beyond our ability to support from a COVID-19 perspective, Arredondo said. We've submitted reports and detailed diagrams to the health department to show them that we're really trying to be very conscientious. We're making sure that the lanes of traffic are obvious so that people aren't stumbling across each other. He added, we're not here to make a problem. We're trying to solve one because we love this community. Councilman John Zakal, who is working on a proposal to create an application process for events held on city-owned property, said he supports downtown businesses. All we're asking is to make sure all those great efforts are not in vain when we don't adhere to the proper social distancing guidelines, he said. Arredondo said businesses want to work with council. All we want to do is be involved in the process so you can listen to our concerns before the application thing is finalized, he said. Well, our next article, program helps residents sort news facts from fiction. The Tuscarawas County Public Library System will host 2 virtual programs titled Fake News, Sorting Fact from Fiction, with the first being held Tuesday, October 20th at 6 p.m., and the second beginning at 10:30 a.m. on Wednesday, October 21st. The program will provide tools to help identify real news from fake news and disinformation. And now, Claymont groundbreaking for the stadium. Claymont School District will host a groundbreaking for the Claymont Stadium renovation project. The groundbreaking will be held at Claymont Stadium on Saturday, October 17th at noon. Masks are required, as well as social distancing. The Claymont community passed a 5 mil operation/permanent improvement levy, 3 mils operation and 2 mils permanent improvement, in May. The stadium renovation will include a new 19,100 square foot field house that will hold a new weight room, golf practice swing area, softball, baseball batting cage, official locker room, trainer station, a film/meeting room, visitor and home locker rooms, and a new wrestling room. Beaver Construction, Inc. from Massillon is the contractor overseeing the construction, with Diversified Engineering of New Philadelphia completing the designs. In addition, The district will construct a new concession stand restroom facility, add new handicap accessible visitor and home bleachers, and a new press box. The total budget for the project is $4.5 million. A fundraising committee has begun efforts to install a new turf field and make track improvements, which include expanding the existing track to 8 lanes. The committee is seeking to raise $1.5 million. In conjunction with the groundbreaking, the Mustang Pride Committee and the Junior Prom Committee are sponsoring a pickup-only chicken barbecue. Tickets are $10 for chicken and sides. Tickets are available at Claymont High School, middle school, and elementary school. Did you know the Tusk Valley moves forward with new facility plans? When the new Tusky Valley Facilities Plan comes to fruition, it will have been a true community effort. Mark Murphy, superintendent for the Tuscarawas Valley Local School District, said since the wheels first started turning on the new project, the district has sought input from teachers, staff, parents, and students. While the project is seen as a community effort, one thing it won't require is community dollars in the form of a tax levy. Instead, funding for the project will come primarily from utility tax revenue generated by the Rover Pipeline. Tusky Valley is the only school district within the boundaries of the area where the pipeline was installed, so it will receive 100% of the tax revenue dedicated to school projects or school improvements. The project will take place in 3 phases. Phase 1 will be the construction of a new school designed to house 597 students in grades 7 through 12. Phase 2 will bring about renovations and an addition to the existing middle school, making it a school for pre-K through grade 6. If tax revenues allow it, Phase 3 will usher in stadium renovations to bring it up to code, including new turf, a new field house, stadium plaza and concessions, new bleachers, and a new press box. The Bolivar Intermediate School and Mineral City Primary School will be demolished along with sections of the existing high school. A portion of the high school will remain intact and be used as a community center and to house offices. How the funding will work? Well, Murphy explained how the project will be funded, starting with the state of Ohio covering 39% of the cost of Phase 1 and 2. The other 61% is the local share, which would typically come through the form of a bond issue, said Murphy. Instead, the Board of Education decided to capitalize on the tax revenue generated by the Rover Pipeline to cover the entire local share. It's the only way we could move forward with a project of this scope. A capital improvement fund has been established by the district for the purposes of facilities only. The Rover money will not go into the general fund and be used for supplies, personnel, salaries, equipment, insurance, or anything else, said Murphy. We felt it would be irresponsible to put the tax revenues into the general fund and parcel it out here and there. Rather, we wanted to be very strategic with the funds from the very beginning and decided not to use general fund dollars for this purpose. Murphy said the condition of the current buildings and the limitations they impose for effectively teaching students in the future highlight the need for this project to take place now, when funding it is available. What the community said they want. Murphy said the community, staff, parents, and students have all been involved with the new facilities plan from the beginning. According to Murphy, here's what the community said mattered most. 1. Safe schools. We want buildings that are safe but welcoming, said Murphy. Right now, there is just a buzzer system that lets people through the doors right into the school. Yet the standard for safe schools today includes layers of safety, whether that includes locks, extra doors and vestibules, or cameras and surveillance systems. 2. Climate control. Murphy said few areas in any of the current buildings are controllable, and only a few spaces truly have air conditioning. Most of those areas are cooled by standalone or window units installed in some offices or classrooms with students who have special needs are taught. None of the buildings are plumbed or wired or have the capability of upgrading, Murphy said. You can't take a building designed and built in 1927, like Bolivar Intermediate, and retrofit it to make HVAC or electrically compliant. You simply have to start over. Improved restrooms. The community expressed the desire for restrooms that are 100% handicap accessible and offer privacy partitions in the boys' and men's rooms as well. Athletics and the arts. Number 4. Murphy said a heavy emphasis was placed on bolstering both athletics and the arts. Number 5. Increased natural light. According to Murphy, the community asked for less dependence on the many fluorescent lights which are typical in a high school setting by allowing more natural light into the building. Ceilings in the new school will be gently sloped so they are higher towards the outside wall, funneling more natural light into the classrooms. What's next? The project has now moved from the board-approved schematic plan developed by Lesko Architects into the design and development phase, where materials, colors, and every other detail about what will go into each building is being decided. Here again, Tusky Valley administrators and the BOE ask for input. We have been very careful about and want to continue to involve the community and our students, said Murphy. Students have been involved from the get-go. Right now, we have 3 high school students who are interning by participating in our bi-weekly core team meetings with the architect, construction manager, state officials, and district representatives. Murphy used the example of student lockers. We asked if they wanted lockers or no lockers, he said. They chose to have lockers, so we asked them what size and style they wanted, and they chose that as well. When will it happen? Tree clearing will take place in November or early December this year, with construction and bid documents scheduled for completion in December or January 2021. Bids will be accepted through March 2021. We anticipate breaking ground for the new 7 through 12 school in August 2021, said Murphy, with construction expected to continue through June of 2023. Scheduling for Phase 2 and 3 will be developed at a later date. While he looks forward to the future and what it holds for the school district, Murphy acknowledges everything in the community has done to date. We are thankful for what we have, but also excited to blend the tradition of community giving and sacrifice with this new opportunity, he said. We realize generous people in the community have provided what we are enjoying today. Yet we recognize if we have the opportunity, without taxing our residents, to provide a better educational environment, academically, athletically, and artistically for our young people, it would be wasteful not to move forward with a project of this magnitude that will last for generations. Butterflies Assisted by Milkweed Seed Pod Collections by Lori Feeney. In cooperation with the Ohio Pollinator Habitat Initiative, the Water and Soil Conservation District in Stark, Tuscarawas, and Wayne counties are collecting milkweed seed pods to increase the population of monarch butterflies. These black and gold beauties used to dot the landscape, but their numbers have been on the wane since the mid-1980s. The decline has been largely attributed to the use of herbicides, pesticides, and land development. But monarchs also are affected by climate change, air and water pollution, and the presence of other toxins. Even inclement weather in the Oyamel fir forest of Mexico can affect monarchs adversely. In winter of 2015-16, severe storms destroyed many of the trees where monarchs hibernate, awakening in the spring to mate and creating the next generation of butterflies. Had it not been for the efforts of the upper 48 states, we would have almost totally lost the monarch, said Marcy Lininger, one of the founders of OPHI. Collecting milkweed seed pods for replanting milkweed is an important step to bringing the monarchs back. Milkweed is the sole host plant for monarchs, who lay their eggs on the plant. Milkweed also provides the only nourishment for monarchs during the caterpillar stage. In Ohio, we started to see a 50% decline in adult monarch butterflies around 2012, Lininger said. That's a big deal because having only half the usual monarch population laying eggs translates to about an 80% decline in the overall population. ODOT is a key partner in the effort to restore the milkweed habitat, so vital for many other pollinators besides just the monarch. We work together on the roadside beautification and pollinator restoration naturalization programs, Lininger said. Thanks to ODOT changing some of their processes, milkweed habitats along Ohio's highways are being preserved. They've decreased the amount of mowing they do, made the mowing height higher, and decreased the use of herbicides. How to help? To participate in the program, collect milkweed seed pods only when they are dried, turning brown, and starting to crack open. This typically happens starting in October. People get excited about bringing in the pods, but a lot of the times they are still green, says Jay Jordan, a natural resources technician for the Stark County Soil and Water District. When the pod is starting to crack just a little bit, it's ready. Kylie Riley, educational specialist for the Wayne County Soil and Water District, said to be sure the seed pods are not open too far. Place a rubber band around any pod that have burst open, or if you see the fluff, technically termed the coma, coming out, she said. Riley also asked donors to leave the pods intact. Sometimes people bring in the fluff with the seeds attached, but we need the entire pod, she said. It's a great way for the community to get involved and actually make a difference in the pollinator population, Jordan said. We appreciate everyone who submits the pods. We truly couldn't do it without their help. Riley said the program is working. I definitely can tell it has worked, she said. In the past 5 years, I've noticed a lot more monarchs and a lot more milkweed plants. It's really exciting to see them coming back. To donate milkweed seed pods, place them in a paper bag, not plastic, to keep moisture from collecting on the pods. Then take them to your nearest Soil and Water District office. In Tuscarawas County, the office is at 85 East Iron Avenue in Dover. Go from 9 a.m. to noon Monday through Friday. One also can take them to the Norma Johnson Center at 3976 State Route 39 in Dover. If no one is available at the center to take the donation, leave them in the front of the garage door at the Yellow Pole Barn. In Stark County, the office is 2650 at 2650 Richville Road, Suite 100, Massillon. Use the drop-off container outside or take them into the office. In Wayne County, the office is located with other county offices in the Wayne County Administration Building, 428 West Liberty Street in Worcester. Pods may be dropped off Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. How OPHI operates? According to Lininger, OPHI is a grassroots organization of like-minded individuals and groups across the state who want to help increase the monarch population. OPHI doesn't have a budget. Instead, it receives money through donations from individuals and organizations wanting to help. Milkweed seed can be purchased, but as people became more interested in planting milkweed to help save the monarch, the price of milkweed seed went up, Lininger said. It didn't take long for OPHI to determine they couldn't afford to purchase enough milkweed seed to do the job. They decided instead to collect it themselves and put it back on the landscape. OPHI is currently looking for groups to help sort and clean the pods they receive. This is an ideal activity for scouting groups who need to accumulate conservation service hours, Lininger said. Church groups, school groups, and other organizations looking to complete community service hours also can pitch in. Until the coronavirus puts a damper on their efforts this year, the Ohio Department of Corrections was taking care of the sorting and cleaning of milkweed seed pods. But to volunteer for sorting and cleaning seed pods, email Lininger at malininger, Lininger 79 at gmail.com. It's that time of the day for crime reports. Let's talk about Tuscarawas County. A fight injury was reported Thursday morning in the 7900 block of Waterworks Hills Road Southeast in the Uhrichsville area. One man used a knife to cut another man twice and bit him on the pinky. The victim refused emergency medical treatment offered at the scene. In New Philadelphia, A total of $530 was taken from 2 unlocked vehicles in the 400 block of Commercial Avenue Southwest, according to a report filed Thursday. Also taken were a Milwaukee impact wrench, a Milwaukee grinder, and a chainsaw. The keys were inside both vehicles. Wow. A woman said a man and a woman stole her phone after she dropped it at Goodwill on Wednesday afternoon. In Dover, a 25-year-old man was jailed on charges of domestic violence and assault after an incident in the 100 block of Susan Drive on Wednesday morning. He was being held for the Adult Parole Authority. Well, friends, this concludes the reading of the Times Reporter for Friday, October the 16th. This is Pam. Remember to stay safe. Thank you for allowing me into your home today. Be blessed and do what you can do to make today an absolute great day.